So hello everyone, my name is Anadolu EuroBONUS. This is the EuroBONUS podcast. We are visiting Milan. We are in Sheraton San Siro Hotel, and today our guest is Nikola Vujcic, legendary EuroLeague center and sports director of Maccabi Tel Aviv. Hello, Nikola.
Hi everyone.
Nikola, I will be honest. I didn't have an opportunity to ask you before, and as a Lithuanian, I have to get this elephant out of the room. Maccabi Žalgiris game 2004, you're in the paint when Giedrius Gustas is getting ready to shoot the free throws. He was 18 from 19 that season, 2 seconds left. What are you thinking at that moment?
Oh, we had many thoughts, but none of the thoughts was for sure how this will end. That will end in that way, you know. It's combination of many things that happened at the end, and that also Tanaka went earlier inside, and the game was stopped. But my thoughts were outside of court, thinking how we're going to survive this big stress, because not to qualify in Final Four playing in Tel Aviv, and we passed through many things during that season. Also in the country, it was almost not because of Iraq wanted to attack us. It was bombs issues in around Tel Aviv. So many issues were before the Final Four. So we had lots of pressure that was going on, not only in the game, and the fact that we will not qualify to Final Four at home was disaster.
I remember there was that great EuroLeague documentary, Yellow Symphony, and Gurshalev was saying that he was thinking before throwing that ball to Derek Sharp, he was thinking, what the hell I'm going to do with all these tickets to the Final Four?
Yes, this was also because we had to buy in advance tickets because it was crazy. But this, I didn't think about tickets. I know that he was thinking about the tickets. I was thinking where to hide, how to survive next 2 months in Tel Aviv. To have the Final Four in Tel Aviv and Maccabi is not in Tel Aviv, it's like 2 months of torture. But he passed the ball to Sharp. Sharp scored 3-point shots. We went to overtime and changed everything.
You already mentioned Tanaka Bird was too early, stepping inside the paint before the free throw touched the rim. Were you surprised by how aggressive he was?
I wasn't, because he actually during the game he took me already one time in the rebound by going earlier.
You were complaining to the refs before.
We were complaining to the referees because he was coming earlier. He was part of the game. He succeeded before to take the ball, and but this time we went in. I don't think it was a good idea because give us ball outside. Of course, it didn't turn around good. If he just missed the shot. Time will go up. I don't think we will score the shot from the 20-something meters, but it's happened. It's part of the game. It's part of the. You cannot, he wanted the best for this team, but turn around different.
And sincerely, I think that later, of course, you won the EuroLeague, and you won the EuroLeague 2 times, 2 seasons in a row. And sincerely, I think that in my eyes, it was the best EuroLeague team ever in modern EuroLeague era since 2000s. And what do you think about that? Would you agree with that statement? Because you run through a lot as a player and also now as a part of Maccabi organization.
Fuel of that team, we were not complete. Sharas went to NBA, then Anthony Parker went to NBA, but we used the wave of this majority of the players that stayed. We went to 4 finals.
And I can imagine that now, as a part of organization, you remember your experiences and you would like to bring something, to this new team, to this new era of Maccabi. What would be these things, but at the same time, what that team had that you cannot copy right now?
Look, it's the amount of talent that we were able to generate in that team. I think it's very hard to, in modern time now, in this time to do it. It's crazy, but it's already 18 years passed since then, and 17. But it's also a long time in basketball and how basketball developed last 15, 16 years. And I think that in one team to have such amount of foreigners talent, but also combined with the local talent, we had what it's hard to compare to do it now. It's basically local talent. Players like used to be Tal Burstein, Yotam Halperin, Gurshalev, And it was we had also David Blumenthal in that time, Derek Sharp, Dion Thomas. So we had a local base very, very strong, and combined with the amount of talent we were able to build that year, it's something that is very, very hard to be able to combine this time.
But when do you try to build new Maccabi team right now? Do you try to think about all these pieces which fit in Maccabi?
Yes, but look, we know that the obstacles that we are trying to minimize and to make them go in our advantage. You know, how I said, theoretically, I know exactly what we should do, but practically, it's not always possible to execute it in reality. But we are giving our best every year to pull up the best possible team, taking consideration all aspects of the basketball game. You know, games in Europe are, as you all know, in different. EuroLeague is one. There is one rule, and you can play as you want. But we're all facing domestic leagues that we have to adjust ourselves, building the teams according to domestic rules. Most of them are different.
Yeah,
I think all of them are different. And you have to, every team needs to adjust towards the local leagues.
And to finish that topic about the best modern EuroLeague team ever, I can already see Ergin Ataman watching this interview and debating that no, Anadolu Efes of this era is probably better team than Maccabi. What do you think if these two teams would face each other? Which team would win and why?
I don't know. You should take maybe some supercomputer to run this analytics. All others are subjective opinions, and I'm sure that few teams will think the same because they did amazing jobs and they feel this what I'm feeling it, and I will not even argue with them, because you have an amazing Panathinaikos team with Sharas and Diamantidis and Batiste and Željko Obradović that did also 3 titles. Some now Efes, also Fenerbahce 2-3 years ago. All these teams, if you ask them, they will come and say, "Hey, listen, we were unbelievable, we are amazing," and they can all take the enjoyment in this. This is beauty of this. You always want to build the best. You want to be the best, and I never argue with this. So whoever likes, it's the same argument who is better, Jordan or LeBron. It's some people's opinions are always welcome in the sport that we are working, and until they're talking about this kind of subject, it's very good for all of us.
So who is better, Jordan or LeBron?
I'm the Jordan guy. I grew up with the Jordan. I'm the one that enjoy the most his game, and for me, he's the one and only. But again, now LeBron is different time. People don't most of them argue with this, and they never saw the Jordan before, But
I have your quote from Twitter, and you tweeted that once I want to be a basketball GM on Twitter because they always have unlimited budget. You usually don't tweet that much, So how did you came up with this tweet? What happened?
No, it's look. I'm not tweeting so much. I'm not the social media guy. I follow many things. It's part of my job. I have to know the things. It's a great source of information. But in the preseason, lots of people get involved. Why you're not signing this? Why you don't sign the LeBron James? Why you don't bring Kevin Durant? It's kind of without knowing the real situation of the market. And it's the job of GM or sport director together with the coach and the staff. It's you get a budget and you have to fit inside the budget. There is no unlimited things. We will know all how to build a very expensive team, but you need to try to build inside your ability and what you can spend. You build the best possible team. It's challenging. It's sometimes we sign the players that fans don't know. We know because we scout them, we follow them, and in Maccabi we have 3 years many success with this. We brought the players that many players that never played in EuroLeague before, and after us they had successful careers in EuroLeague, and after that they went to NBA. So this is some, part of the job that I think that we are doing good in Maccabi.
By the way, which of these examples you love the most of these players?
Tyrese Rice for sure. Even he came. Bayern wasn't in EuroLeague at that time; was in EuroCup. But Tyrese Rice was somebody that we really, you brought a player from Bayern to EuroLeague, and then from us he became legendary. He became MVP of EuroLeague, MVP of EuroCup, MVP of Champions League, MVP of TBT, and MVP of everything that he played ever. So for sure, Tyrese is an extraordinary guy and somebody that we were so proud on it. But we had also Elijah Bryant went last year from us to NBA. We succeeded to develop Deni Avdija also to be 9th pick. Before that, Dragan Bender 4th pick. And we had also now, if we go through years, you will see that every year many players that we brought, they stay with us and continue. Chris Jones we brought from last year from Turkey, played with us now, went to Asvel, playing amazing. So, but sometimes players you can keep, sometimes players you don't keep. Sometimes you have different ideas of the coaches, different ideas of management. But coming to your question. I just tweeted because just to calm down a little bit situation, because the fans and everybody start to throw the names that it's impossible to bring, and by that they are raising expectations, and the reality is something different. So I felt it in that moment that maybe this is the right moment to tweet it and to put down a little bit expectations, because we are also living in pandemic time. It's not easy to count on that you're going to have full gym, that sponsors will stay healthy and be able to execute what they promise you. So we want to be humble in this period of time.
In all these years in Tel Aviv, did you already found that formula how to calm down these Maccabi fans, because it's probably one of the hottest spots in the EuroLeague we have?
Look, this is what we are. We are always demanding the highest and trying to achieve the highest. Maccabi is. We won around 100 and almost, I think 107 titles so far, cups, championships, and the international championships. So demanding anything less than the first place is. Me personally, even I know this is. In this situation now, to expect to win the EuroLeague is something that is, and statistically, and this is, it's very, very low level. But out of expectations, I cannot lower them down. I'm also pushing everybody around me. Let's give a try until the end, because end of the day we are Maccabi, and we had some miracles in our through our year through years,
2004 and then 2014 probably.
Yes, and also 2014. Also before we had the Badalona miracle, and and they're down 30 and they won 34. So it's all kinds of different miracles that we believe in, and we trying to provoke them, and try to live this dream. And this is part of our DNA.
And to continue that Twitter topic, if you had actually theoretically unlimited budget, what would be your starting five? Of course, without you talking about NBA, without NBA players, they don't take them in the consideration. Or at least borderline NBA players.
I will not answer you on this question because I don't want to mix it with because most of these players are playing now in other teams, and I don't want to shake it. But
let's take then your generation.
Oh, for sure, I go with Charles Anthony Parker. I'll take also Diamantidis, Batista. I will build a very good team. This team will be very good. And but look, most of these guys are the legends of EuroLeague, and they with the reason, and they won so many titles, and they play beautiful basketball. And I have some time to watch this EuroLeague's Finals Fours and this, from 2000 to 2014, 15. I watched 15, and. It's beautiful basketball with so many assists, so many things that now you rarely see it. Like no look passes, pass behind the back. I didn't see for a long time. The things that they were, like really some fakes on the low post. We had some big guys that they were playing, beautiful basketball with a great technique. That now a little bit, but okay, basketball change went now more to guards, more to three-point shots, and more to individual abilities than in cooperation abilities. Because as much as we want to have our DNA in Europe, there is influences of NBA, there is influences on players, there is influences on coaches that they're adjusting their game to maybe a little bit towards them, and now we came in a situation to shooting 30 plus threes in Europe, and
it should be painful for you to watch that kind of basketball, no?
Look, there is a beauty in every of these styles. Of course, I get more excited when I see the big guy do a great move and great fake and execute it in a nice way. But if I have no luxury to live in the past, I have to adjust myself towards the future and the new generation and the new understanding of basketball.
Anthony Parker, your former teammate, you also called him the best American player in EuroLeague ever. He was promoted to the assistant general manager of the Orlando Magic, and I can believe that you're pretty close, right? Did you already manage to congratulate him, and how do you usually talk?
Yes, we talk a lot. We talk a lot. I know this information, of course, before it was published, and of course, congratulate Anthony. He's an unbelievable guy. Extremely well organized, knows basketball on the high level, and I think he really fit for this, for this job. And so now, look, if he stay motivated to make the step up, and his wife let him do it, I'm sure he can go be a great GM, But of course, he understands this is different lifestyle, and you have to sacrifice more time with your family. But he's unbelievable person, unbelievable knowledge, and I'm talking to him a lot also during the season. We discuss the players, discuss many things. So
that's what I wanted to ask you, because probably only two of you from that Maccabi team to this day do some work in like a basketball manager area department, something like that. He was working for Lakeland Magic as a general manager. What kind of ideas do you share? If your approach is kind of the same, what do you think about building the team in all these conversations?
We are the guys. Most of the chemistry we're trying to build, to bring the good guys, bring great personalities, and that in tough situations that you will have during the season, they will be able to handle it. Mentally and survive that tough period of time, because it doesn't matter which team you pick up, you will see during the season you have 2-3 crises that you have to deal with, usually 2-3 weeks, and this can be done also only with the players that are really team players, mentally strong and good guys, basically good guys. You want to build a family atmosphere inside the team. But again, it's very challenging. You trying to do things, and it's never 100% successful. You always have some deviation in your work. But otherwise, if it's not like this, we will be always champions. So it will not be interesting.
By the way, what is also interesting that I ran through the EuroLeague teams, and there are not as many former players working as sports directors for these teams, especially from the last decade, for example. Maybe there are some GMs or sports directors like Coldebella, Nacho Rodriguez was working for Barca now. Of course, Navarro is starting his new project. But it's not that usual that especially the players of kind of your level works in this area. And I remember I talked with one very experienced GM, and we were talking about that transition from being a great player to starting something new. And he mentioned that for some players, it's really hard, to get away from that basketball player routine where it was all about, getting ready for the practice, then second practice or game, having a nap time and stuff like that. And for example, from your perspective, your path was also with a lot of ups and downs. I mean, you were on the highest level as a player. You joined Maccabi as part of the organization. You won the EuroLeague that year, and then now you have to, to go through some different times. And tell us about that, transition from player to the sports director, where you have to start everything from zero and to change your lifestyle. What was the most challenging, and what do you remember the most about that period?
Well, in my situation, I had this transition period that wasn't player Maccabi sport director. I had 2 years with a split that I did it with my club in Europlastica. That was for me my basic school of transition. So that basically I didn't have 1 week off after I finished to play basketball. So for me, transition.
Because you played and also kind of did some managing stuff, right?
No, I did managing stuff and kind of play.
Yeah.
This is, we should, I was mostly...
What do you mean kind of played? You averaged like 17, 15 points. It was probably Adriatic League, no?
Yeah, it was Adriatic League, and it basically was a club that was about to be bankrupt, Europlastica, and then the president of the club asked me to join to help him to make transition, to make a public company and try to save him. Mm-hmm. So in this period of time was much more administrative work than I was able to practice. I used to practice Thursday, Friday, play Saturday, and then another 4 days work. But this period of time helped me to understand this transition, to understand the offices and between, because, as a player, you never have a touch with the office, you never have a touch with the coach room. And for me, this period of time was very important to make it easier life with Maccabi. But it's not easy, It's when you are a player, you have a routine. You have your routine, you have your obligations, 3, 4, 5, and you are mostly self-oriented. Mm-hmm. When you come to the management job and you have to take care of 25 people, you have 15 players, you have the staff, you have everybody, you have their issues. You want to combine all this to become the team. You have different personalities, and you are challenged on the different level. Look, many players I talk to, they want to do different style of life. They want to be more free. They want to have normal holidays, normal vacations. They made enough money in their life that they don't want to sacrifice this time with the family and time to do some other things in this. So it's not something that it's very common that players don't want to continue in basketball. And I talked with many of my teammates, and they said we are not interested. We are not interested in this. We want to go to try something else in life.
Why you decided to sacrifice?
Because I love basketball. I really love it. I love it, and I started my academy when I was a player, and this academy continued through Split and then through Maccabi, and I was always inside this. I don't have many things that I do outside of basketball. It's my passion, and when you do something with a love, you don't consider it as a job. You consider it as a part of life, and this is why I'm still here. Why I still, fighting against the pressure, fighting against, trying to achieve the highest possible achievement in the sport, and I love it.
Which part of this job you love the most?
Winning the titles and end of the season. But look, the winning, of course, the excitement of the win. Every win is special, and I never take it as a granted. I always said to everybody, when you win, you have to celebrate, and when you lose, you have to stay humble. Because this is one thing is for sure, that we're going to win or lose next game, and we have to be able to handle both sides.
What is the best general manager, the best sports director for you? How do you imagine that kind of ideal scenario, and maybe you're trying to be, the best version of yourself? Look,
it's hard to satisfy all sides in this job and this process, but again, I think the real measurement, at least in Maccabi, it's the wins and titles, and this is a core business that we are in. Again, like I said, when we win over 100 titles, second place is not the place. This is also one of the sentences we have in Maccabi: the second place is not the place. So always try to achieve the highest possible goals and try to win everything is possible to win.
But for example, throughout your career, what kind of GM, sports director examples you had, and when you remember all these examples, you think that, oh, I would like to, take this quality from that person, this quality.
I thought about lots about this, and through my career, I had really some amazing guys, and what was always fit in my head in any kind of conversation with them is that they stand by their words, and what they say they execute, and they always force and always demand the family atmosphere, and whatever has happened, stay inside the family, and all the problems, issues that we have, we solve inside the family. And this is something that is I saw that is a big part of any success.
How do you try to build that family atmosphere? It's probably not something new for you, because you were a captain from early days in Split, for example. So you kind of like building teams, building groups around yourself.
Look, first starting with the selection of the characters and people that you want to live for 1 year, at least, through season. But second, also helping when you collect, when you build such a group of guys, then you will not believe, but crises are the ones that helping the most, because then people understand that 15 of us in the locker room or 20 of us in the locker room is the only guys that can actually solve the issues and make life better around the team, and everybody then sacrifices a piece of ego. Somebody has pain, he wants to continue through pain to play, to build the result and build a good atmosphere around the team, and you understand that you depend on your teammates to have a good life during the season.
And talking about these persons who are tested by tough times, for example, Sfairopoulos is longest tenured Maccabi head coach since David Blatt, and he works there since 2018. It seems like you build a great relationship with him. What was the key in that building relationship process? What do you like the most about your connection with coach, and what kind of connection you want to have with your coach as a...
Look, it's the same thing that I'm demanding from the players. It's the thing that I demand from coach. It's of course, he's like one of the heads of the family, and to be able to lead through all kind of situations during the season. And with Giannis, we have a great communication. He has his demands that we're trying to, of course, help him and to fulfill, and that he feel also comfortable with the team that he's leading. And I had great connections with all coaches in Maccabi. Even one that I had to fire on the end. Most of them are staying, continue to be in a good relationship. Yeah. Because the moment that coach is coach of Maccabi, I'm doing everything possible to be able to stay 10 years coach, 20 years coach. There is no fun in changing coaches, and I want him to feel very happy and be able to fulfill our dream to win the titles. And with Giannis, we won all. I think we lost one title at home, cup. This is what he's doing great. Bring us titles. And in Europe, we struggled. We were also damaged by Corona that year when we were really high level season. Last year we played without fans, and Maccabi without fans is a completely different team. Let's see now we are challenging new season with many obstacles, but. I'm very confident in this team, and that we will get out of it. We will have a tough start. Everybody knows that we will struggle in the beginning, but I'm sure that this team has a character to get out of it, and continue when they come back in all together.
I remember I talked with Manos Papadopoulos, and he mentioned something like that good coach is kind of almost half of the team, and also another big part of the team is key player, or let's say we don't call it in EuroLeague, but like franchise player. And it seems like for this Maccabi team, Scottie Wilbekin is that kind of franchise player, because since 2019 only him, Kaloyaro and Di Bartolomeo still play to Maccabi to this day. You signed him to a 3-year extension last year. What makes you believe that he is the right leader for your team? What kind of leadership skills he has that he can, follow the success of Tyrese Rice, Anthony Parker, and Charles?
Look, Scottie is for sure one of the, like you said, franchise players that has a franchise player's capability. Somebody that very excites our fans and me as well. I love to watch him play. But by all means, by character, by leadership, by all kind of things that I believe that franchise player need to have, he has it. We really believe in him, and but it's not a one-man show. This is the thing, Scottie can score 40 points, but this is still only 40 points. In average, EuroLeague is 80 points. We need the rest of the players to come and contribute. I'm talking now only about offense, but in many other part of the game, you need the help of the teammates, and our job is to player like Scottie to be able to help him surround him with the good teammates. That then the real quality of him can be used.
And to finish this interview, I remember that you mentioned that you're not a big fan of the basketball culture nowadays. In terms of you mentioned that you always followed the trophies, and then money followed the trophies. Now it's sometimes the priorities are a bit different, and I can believe that especially you can see that kind of cultural change growing up. Your son Marin Vujcic, who's also playing basketball. Tell me what new generation influence you love the most watching your son, and what kind of bad influences you see and you want to teach him not to be like that way, if it's possible.
Look, again, like I said, times are changing, and you cannot live in the past. In my time, the champions, the winners of the trophies, they were won to earn the most money and the most glory and all things that coming with. In your time, people succeed to create followers on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube and be able to generate different interest than just winning the trophies. They look good, they drive crazy cars, they do crazy things that they are more interested for the sponsors than just winning the trophies. But in some things, when I'm thinking about basketball or talking to my son or my friends about basketball, I can say in all these things, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I still believe that winning the trophies and achieving the high results in sport are something that we should aim to and dream about. And the money is just a side product of the things that you are doing. You will get somebody will make more, somebody will make less, but shouldn't be the main thing when you are inside the basketball business. If you want to chase the money, you can do business in stock markets or things that they are mainly oriented on this. But for me and my understanding of this sport is, the money and all things that coming will follow the guys that winning the trophies and winning the titles.
Do you see that Marin took this influence for you?
He's still a kid. Let him play, let him enjoy, and he will have time to go inside deeper inside the basketball and understanding of life and this. So for now, he's just enjoying the game and watching TikTok and watching the guys there. That he's adjusting himself to the new generation. But like I said, there is a beauty in every new things, in every new generation. We have a luck also that we can live in some past and that remember some things from in our time, but we shouldn't get influences or try to copy something that was a long time ago.
If you had a magic stick, what you would like to change in general Israel basketball culture, to change the mentality of young basketball players growing up?
It's interesting what I will not change many things, I will add things. I think that big problem in Israel basketball is stop of working.
I heard that you're not the first person talking about this.
Yes, sir.
You're missing hard-working guys.
Yeah, look, it's not hard-working guys. It's like I said, kids don't have mentality. Kids are building mentality by people that are surrounded with, and the culture of work. It's not only disappeared in Israel; it's disappeared in most of the European countries. We used to work 5, 6, 7 hours a day of basketball. We worked to become basketball players, and now also the school system changed that not in favor in sport. You know, if you want to become any kind of hairdresser or any kind of work, you go to school, you dedicate yourself to this learning to become something. And the sport, the school system not adjusted to it. You know, you go to school for 8, 10 hours, and then you're supposed to practice an hour and a half and become basketball player. It's not working like this. Something needs to be changed urgently. Otherwise, we will lose the local players. Because why we have all these American players here? Because they have a great school system that from high school they are practicing, they go to college, they're practicing, and this is part of the school. And we have a sport outside of schooling system, and I see that we are losing many more. The talents are not coming. The players are not coming. Talents will always come. Talent is something that you cannot take today. It's given by God. But many players that we used to have middle players, middle value players that they were heart of the team, we are losing them because just they cannot become players without enough amount of work.
Okay, Nikola, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to have you here, and you can follow us on basketnews.com, and you will find many other great interviews over there.
I follow you. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.